When Ragnar Klavan scored a last-minute winner for Liverpool against Burnley on New Year's Day, he became the first ever Estonian goalscorer in Premier League history, joining the likes of Burundi, Gambia, Sierra Leone and St Kitts and Nevis on one goal. So those are the countries with just one Premier League goal at their names, but which nations have scored the most? Here are the top 10 scoring nations in Premier League history. Quick shout out to some of the teams that haven't made the top 10. Alexis Sanchez's goals haven't been enough to get Chile up there, which isn't surprising when you hear some of the figures being thrown about, while his South American counterparts Brazil and Argentina also miss out. Champions of the world Germany only have 268 Premier League goals to their name, leaving them down 17th place, while Henrik Mkhitaryan is the only man flying the Armenian flag, having scored all 5 of his country's goals in the Premier League. But in 10th place we've got Nigeria, who have 471 Premier League goals so far. The African side make the top 10 ahead of 11th placed Argentina by 51 goals, which may come as a surprise to some, but there have been 13 Nigerian players that hit double figures in the Premier League, with Yakubu sitting way out on top with 95 goals, 5 away from the 100 club. Other honourable names include Kanu with 54, Shola Amiobi with 43, and Bolton legend JJ Okocha with 14. In 9th place is Belgium, who have 477 Premier League goals. The current golden generation of Belgian players engulfing the Premier League right now is the main reason they're so high on this list, with more than half of the Belgian scorers in the Premier League still playing there right now. Top of the tree is of course Romelu Lukaku with 95, and there's surely no doubt that the Man United striker will hit his 100th goal at some point this season, but even that won't put a smile on Mourinho's face. In 8th place we've got Norway, who have 510 Premier League goals. I don't think anyone was expecting Norway to feature on this list, but they've had their fair share of prolific strikers in the Premier League, with their main man of course being the babyface assassin Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with 91 goals, a man whose name probably brings back horrible memories for Cardiff City fans. Nowadays it's Bournemouth's Josh King flying the Norwegian flag, scoring 24 Premier League goals so far in his career, most of which came last season. In 7th place we've got Spain, who have 677 Premier League goals. They'll be stuck in 7th place for a long time considering the gap between themselves and 6th, but the Spanish keep chipping away at their total, having added another 5 goals to their tally over the past week, with the likes of Hector Bellerin and Pedro Obiang getting on the score sheet, with both players scoring goals of such quality that they were probably worth 2 goals. Top of the pile for Spain is Fernando Torres with 85 goals, followed by his new Atletico Madrid teammate Diego Costa on 52. 6th place is Wales, who have 898 Premier League goals so far. The first of the home nations to appear in the top 10, with Northern Ireland not even making the list, but the Welsh have had some great goal scorers in years gone by in the Premier League, notably from midfield, with the likes of Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale and Gary Speed scoring a combined 154 Premier League goals, while Ryan Giggs is in the number 1 spot, having scored 109 Premier League goals for Manchester United. In 5th place it's the Netherlands, who have 904 Premier League goals. Currently just 6 goals ahead of Wales at the time of recording, Holland may not be going to the World Cup, but at least they can take such pride in being the 5th highest scoring country in Premier League history. While Robin van Persie is the highest scoring Dutchman in the Premier League with 144 goals, you have to go way down to 11th place to find a Dutchman who is still playing in the Premier League, and that's Georginio Wijnaldum with 18 goals, all of which came at either St James's Park or Anfield. In 4th place we've got Scotland, who have 943 Premier League goals. There have been 106 different Scottish goalscorers in the Premier League, with Everton legend Duncan Ferguson having scored the most, finding the back of the net 68 times in the Premier League. The most recent player to add to Scotland's tally was Crystal Palace's James McArthur, who grabbed an equaliser against Southampton earlier in the new year to score what was his 18th Premier League goal, making him Scotland's 15th highest scorer in the Premier League. In 3rd place we've got the Republic of Ireland, who scored 947 Premier League goals. Despite Shane Long's incredible goal drought that finally came to an end the other day, the Saints striker is still the 4th top Irish scorer in the Premier League with 47 goals, sandwiched in between Damien Duff and Jonathan Walters, so great company. Of course, Ireland's greatest ever goal scorer Robbie Keane is out in front, with his 126 Premier League goals, more than double of what Niall Quinn has in 2nd place. In 2nd place we've got France, who have scored 1,477 Premier League goals. Yep, the French are the highest scoring country outside the home nations, and they've managed to beat Ireland and Scotland in the process. However, with the amount of French talent the Premier League has seen over the years, it should be no surprise they're this high on the list. The likes of Eric Cantona, Robert Pires, David Ginola to name a few have lit up the Premier League, while Nicolas Anelka scored 125 Premier League goals during his time. But no one can beat Thierry Henry, one of the best strikers the world has ever seen, finding the Premier League net a stunning 175 times in his career. But in first place, of course, it's England, who have scored 10,832 Premier League goals at the time of recording. I mean, it wasn't going to be anyone else. Of course, English players have scored the most goals in the top flight of English football. It hasn't been totally taken over by foreigners, #Brexit. Since the league began, 17 different Englishmen have scored 100 or more Premier League goals, 2 of which have scored more than 200. Those being current Everton striker Wayne Rooney on 208, and top of the list is Alan Shearer on 260. Harry Kane is the man who's chasing Alan Shearer, and he'll be next to join the 100 club, sitting on 96 goals at the time of recording. He'll have some job beating Shearer, but there's no doubt that England will always be the top scoring nation in the Premier League. Unless Ragnar Klavan goes on the most remarkable scoring run the world has ever seen. So those are the top 10 scoring nations in Premier League history. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.